Nine News can reveal one of the women raped by Robert John Fardon was told by the government she could go to prison if she told other victims the child sex offender had been released. The development comes as the notorious sex offender attempts to change his appearance to avoid being recognised.
They're telling me that I had to protect him.
It's a text message that's enraged Fardon rape survivor Sharon Tomlinson.
The very person that stole everything about me as a 12-year-old little girl, that held me hostage at gunpoint, that choked me till I couldn't breathe, that humiliated me in the worst possible way, and then a judge is telling me that I had to protect him.
When the sex offender was released last week, the court imposed a week-long suppression order to allow Fardon to resettle without the public knowing. Sharon was informed via a phone call from Attorney General Yvette Darth's office and was sent a text message from a government staffer warning her to tell no one. The suppression order allows our office to tell victims, you are not permitted to advise anyone else, including other victims. Should you advise other persons, you could be charged with contempt of court, for which you could be sent to prison.
Friends, family, fellow victims that I have never hidden anything from when it comes to Fardon. I've always been open and honest with them. And the government, the judicial system made me hold on to something that was so important for them to know that I couldn't tell them.
But it is unacceptable that this poor woman is being threatened with jail for actually speaking out against this horrible, horrible human being.
We are not on the side of grubs, we are on the side of victims and the Queensland community.
I felt like I'd become the perpetrator and he'd become the victim.
Nine News can confirm Fardon has now shaved his beard in a bid to change his appearance. He's moved from Wacol after Nine News learnt he was living in a street with women and children.
It gave me the creeps when you saw him on the train and you could see him looking down at those poor women who really didn't know.
Child safety advocates are hoping the federal government's sex offender registry, which would publish pedophiles' photos and postcodes, is adopted by the states.
Now, look, I know all about suppression orders. I've been to jail several times for breaching them. This is just wrong. Knowledge is safety.
Tim Avia joins us in the studio. Tim, do we know where Fardon is now?
Sam, there's been a lot of talk online with several people claiming to have seen him in Morayfield, but these are unconfirmed reports. Now, in the last 20 minutes, we've also received a statement from the Attorney General's office. Yvette Darth says she has great respect for Sharon and that her office was actually ordered by the court to inform Sharon that if she breached the court order, she could receive a jail sentence. Sam, the Attorney General also says she's been asking the Police Minister to provide extra support for Sharon.
There'll be plenty more to come. Thank you for that, Tim.
Queensland is watching the #1 News Hour.